Aha! Well, hello. Today I'd like to take a look at in the bike shed. This years ago used to be a chicken house. You can actually see where the original sort of roof was. We had it raised up because it was just too low for anything. And this is why this wall is like really low and against the ceiling. I need to knock it down, this thing, because it actually wobbles. It's bloody dangerous, man. I need to, there's Jimbers. Come in, son. I need to knock this down eventually, but it's just what to do with all the bits and pieces, you know what I mean? Because I can't afford a skip. It was only a stylish marriage. I couldn't afford a carriage, you know what I mean? But that shit will look sweet upon the seat of a bicycle made for two. So anyway, here's the bikes. This one's a Rock Rider, it's called. This is my ex-wife's. She's got loads of them. This one was bought at Decathlon, and it's a lovely bike, mind you. I bought it for her. Mug. But there's Jimmy in the bike shed. Jimmy in the bike shed, won't you look? Isn't that who's that song? I can't remember. Anyway, whatever. I'm going nuts, so nobody will ever know. I don't know why a pair of my underpants is on there. It's probably to protect the bike. So this one's a cable disc brake bike. It's lovely. It's a beautiful bit of kit. Really nice, really sweet. That's my electric bike, one of my Chinese made electric bikes, which I love to bits. I've done a review of it. That's my Go-Go Best, another Chinese made bike, which I love to bits. I've done a review of that. Excuse me, my love, got to get round the corner, isn't it? That's my old grill, which I love. I'm joking. That's a bike carrier, that is, which is awesome. I've got all my bits and bobs for bikes in here, you see. There's the expansion oil for the chains, there's pumps, there's a bicycle pump there, there's an old saddle that was butchered hooked. I fell over. They've got all the oils, you know, everything is in here. So this is the bike's workshop, as it were, although I work on them outside when the weather's good. That's my Euro bike there, which I love to bits. And behind that is my ex-wife's Merida, which is a beautiful bit of kit. Really expensive bike, which I bought her as well. Mag. I did actually buy her bike, cost 4,000 zloty, which back in the day was, nowadays it's probably worth about 1,500 quid if you went to buy it new. Maybe more, perhaps maybe 2 grand, I don't know. Mine would be worth about 300 quid now if you went to buy it new. That's how nuts I am. I don't know what's in that cupboard. I best not look. I'm joking. But no, there's the bikes. We've got loads of bikes. The really sweet one, the Scott Ransom, again I bought for my ex-wife, Marg, is the best of the lot. Now that's expensive. That if you went to buy that new, you'd spend about 5 grand on it now in pounds. You know, £5,000. I managed to get hers second hand, although she was a bit niffed that it wasn't new, for about 1,500 quid. So I've spent a lot of cash on that lass, but whether it was worth it or not, I don't know. She's still living here sometimes. But my favourite is this bike. This is my everyday user. I call it the electric monkey milk float. It sounds like a milk float, and I use it to go to the shops on. It's got lights, it's got LED lights on it and everything. There's the battery, and this one's more svelte. I've had it repaired so many times for broken spokes. I just can't be bothered anymore. I use it to go to the shops up the hill, so that I can save its bacon. You know what I mean? So it doesn't have to tolerate naff roads, and it's a lovely ride. I mean, it's a lady's frame, so it suits me perfectly because ultimately I'm a lady. No, it's because when I've got loads of shopping on the back, right, it's kit bag and stuff on the back, it's very hard to cock your leg over, especially when you've got knackered and broken hips like me that I've had in my past. So it's easier for me to just kind of just step through the old monkey, you know what I mean? But I love this Euro bike. I've always been into bikes. I used to ride motorbikes when I was a kid. In fact, I first started riding them when I was 13 years old. On a friend's farm that was around Watford, and I used to crash them all the time, but the most spectacular crash I had was when some drunk drivers, some I think there were 16-year-old taking and driving away the car thieves, 2 of them high on crack and smoking a machine gun or whatever it was, were on my side of the road, and I was on my Beamer R80 motorcycle, and of course I could do nothing but just slide the bike and hope for the best, and I went under a Volvo. It's great, it's all good stuff. That was coming along the other side of the road, you know what I mean? It's all good, baby, it's all good. And anyway, I had a few sort of serious years of thinking about motorcycles, so I got into bikes, and I was told by the physiotherapist that best thing I can do is get on a bicycle, you know, and pedal and stuff, because that will help me. And so I did that, and that's when I got into pedal cycles, and I've loved them ever since. However, nowadays I'm an old fart and I'm finding it harder and harder to pedal them. I'm thinking of getting another bike. I've got some land for sale actually in Poland here, and if my half of it, because I'm divorced now, so I get only half of my own land that I bought with all my own money. Ain't it fun life, you know? But ultimately, if I get my half, I think I might buy a BMW R100 RS Classic from the 1970s or early 80s, because I love those bikes. The sport version of the RT, you know, there were 2. There was the RS and the RT. The RS had the sort of small nacelle fairing over the front, you know, so you can crouch behind it and pretend you're Barry Sheen sort of thing. And the RT has this great big off sort of touring fairing to keep the rain off you and your missus as you're going through the streets of Dresden, you know what I mean, wherever you're touring around. But in my case, I prefer the sports version. I always like to go fast. I used to work as a paramedic in the London ambulance service, and I was on a motorbike then, and we used to go pretty quick there. I think, if I remember, well, sometimes well over 120 miles per hour on these twin Wankel engined Norton Commanders, they were called. They're very, very fast. They were sort of tweaked up a bit, you know, like the police used to have. I think the police used to use Beamers as well. In fact, I got jealous about once. I was attending an accident scene, and I saw this policeman turn up on a Beamer R100 tweaked, and I thought, you monkey, you know what I mean? Why am I stuck with this Norton thing, you know what I mean? No, we've got 11 bikes in the household. I've got 2 out on loan. I've got one, 2, 3, 4, 5. One's missing, 6. The Scott Ransom, my ex-wife's favourite. There's 2 in the shed, which I've reviewed as well. So that's 6, 7, 8. Hang on a minute, I'm going nuts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 invisible, 7, 8 in the other shed. And then there's 2 out on loan, 9, 10, and there's 1 in the attic. That's right, 11. That's 11. That's 11 of it. And there you go. See that pickaxe, and you see that metal pot bar. That's what I'm going to use to knock this old piece of monkey puzzle down. I did not build that, by the way. Not guilty. Not guilty, Your Honour. This was the previous owner of the house. For some reason, he took it on board that he's going to cover up the old horsehair plaster and lath with this old gobbledygook. You know what I mean? He obviously got them cheap, and so he's thinking, I'm gonna forge myself a honeycomb. I think not, mate, because I swear to God, if I wobbled that enough, it would just fall over. Oh well. Where's Jimbers? There he is. Look at that. He's loving it up and lapping it up in the sun. He is. Bless that little dog. Bless that little sweetie. I'll leave you on him, because everyone loves the Jim. Anyway, if you've got this far, you're nuts! Thanks ever so much for watching. I really appreciate it, guys and girls. Cheers.